Misschien op de straks anders uit.
Alright, so that means we are going to the next match. The next match being Ruben versus Naudts. They're already waiting for us. I have Ruben. Ruben versus Naudts. There we go. And Sander coming back. We
Perfect timing.
have the die roll coming out. And again, no need to talk about the decks. You can find them on Facebook right now. Actually, let's just flash them real quickly for people that might be watching this in a later time. 5-color ramp. No, that's not it. We want to see blue-green flash. There we go. We'll just leave it on screen for a couple of seconds so you can pause it if you want to see it again. Versus Boros. Where is Boros? There is Boros. That is the two decks that are facing off against each other. We'll get back to them during sideboarding once we discuss what the players might be doing so we can get into the match straight away.
I think it's really an interesting matchup because Blue Green Flash is a pretty good matchup against my version of Boros Heroic, but that plays no removal in the main deck. Naudts has access to those Reckless Rages, to those shocks to interact with the threats Ruben is putting out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this develops.
In the chat, coolest tech I have seen lately is the Wanderer and Dreadhorde Command.
Probably meaning Command Dreadhorde that brings back all creatures and Planeswalkers, but you take damage equal to their combined CMC.
Oh,
but
yeah,
the Wanderer prevents that.
That's
yeah,
cool.
That's a very cool deck. It is in fact one of the decks Pepin was also considering to build for the Invitational because we've been playing around with that in regular standard as well.
Awesome.
It's a very cool deck indeed, yeah. Alright. Ruben going down one mulligan size. In the meantime, more food!
Food. He'll finish his plate eventually. He's almost halfway.
Maybe at the end of the finals.
Yeah, the Wanderer and Command the Dreadhorde. It's hard to do in Gentry though.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking
The Wanderer
about,
isn't uncommon though.
Yeah, I've been thinking about Command the Dreadhorde in Machine Gun Mayhem Devil as a play it, you're dead now. But you need some setup for it.
Yeah.
And I probably would play the Pitiless Plunderer version to be able to go infinite.
Yeah. Okay, Ruben off with a life gain land.
6 hours for one plate of food. New record. It's more like 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are off to the races, as some are prone to say.
You.
With a blue-green flash versus red-white aggro. We have Brineborn Cutthroats and Family versus... Who's the main cast?
10th District Legionnaire.
He's a big one. He's the
She.
scariest one. They're a big one.
Mileva.
She's a big one.
Well, there's another big one. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Opt response. Ruben looking for a Quench or an Essence Scatter. Finds none. Arcanist resolves and turn passes back to Ruben.
Yeah,
Ruben
God's willing up for protection.
Yeah. Ruben not having any action of his own.
It's party time.
Yeah, and I see 2 Defiant Strikes in Naudts' hand. So plains white, red.
Is Naudts actually playing all GP promo basics?
No. That is not a GP promo.
Yes, it is.
There's no text on there. Oh, but it is a promo, yeah, true. Huh. He might be. Most of his cards are foil, I noticed.
He's worse than I am.
The Dreadhorde Arcanist, though, not foil, so my heroic deck is better because my Arcanist is foil. I mean, I have the entire deck foiled out, but No one needs to know I make bad money decisions.
Kids these days.
Defiant Strike, the Dreadhorde Arcanist, making it a 2-3. And scrying and drawing, very powerful here.
And then flashing it back.
Oh yeah. Duly noted though, Naudts.
That's why you have a job, Sander.
Very true, very true. Naudts does have that one untapped dual land under his wrist though, so he still has the God's Willing up.
Yep.
Very important, especially considering that we know
the cables.
Yeah, we don't want people to hear my comment about the fact that Naudts still has that God's Willing up though.
Well, they have the radio upstairs.
Yeah.
Defiant Strike again.
Coming back, scrying again, bottoming, and a new card. That's a lot of value on Naudts' side for sure. So the Arcanist, a 3-3 now.
Yep.
Hitting for 3, Ruben going down to 18.
It looks so impressive, these kinds of turns, where you go like, Defiant Strike, flashback, Defiant Strike, and then it ends with, take 3.
Yeah. Of course, because the Prophet wasn't attacking, nothing else was attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Arcanist by itself, I mean, it's still great to get a double Defiant Strike, but it might even have been wrong to cast it there from the graveyard, I don't know. I don't know enough about what is actually in his hand. If he
Just
needs to
2-drop
improve.
Summit Sprint here. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
It looks like he has a bunch of red cards, so...
he definitely has 2 Fire Urchins.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a Summit Sprint among them though. No, the other red card is a Shock, it seems. Fine Strike again.
Yep.
This time it'll be more impressive when it hits.
Yep. Scry.
Summerby, Shock, the greatest of magic cards. Yes, outclassed by only Lightning Bolt.
So the draw for the Defiant Strike. I like how slow and methodical Naudts is. It makes it a lot easier to cast him.
Yeah, true. I can imagine if I were playing this deck, it might go, because I'm not known for being methodical. Lightning Bolt is relevant because it's not standard legal. Ooh, the shade being thrown to all the other formats.
Not yet standard legal.
10th District Legionnaire, though. Gets Essence Scattered. No luck for Naudts. Does not get the big beatstick of the deck out. And Merfolk Trickster coming down. Tap down the Arcanist. Yep, tap down the Arcanist. No flashback for you, Naudts, but you do get to attack for 3. Or is it 2 only? Yeah, it's only 2.
Yeah.
Ruben down to 16. Yeah, Ruben's deck does a good job of just stalling out the game until they can string together a flurry of spells or howl back alpha, or ambusher or whatever. But Naudts is an aggro deck, but he will keep the beats coming no matter what point of the game we are at. Naudts going down to 19.
Yeah, they
had
missed
forgotten the
one
Lion King.
life,
Yeah,
but that's okay.
that's completely fine. That's a feather, though.
Is it?
There is a feather in Naudts' hand.
Yep.
I could see him just run out feather.
Yeah,
now.
just do a build turn. There's 2 cards in Ruben's hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruben's horribly mana flooded
Mm-hmm.
here.
A feather duster? No. Yeah, I don't think Naudts would care to not do that.
Sorry.
Okay, no, he wants to go to combat. And Merfolk Trickster tapping down the Arcanist again. 1 card left. I mean, if you're Naudts, you have to just cast Feather. Second main now, right? Just cast Feather, keep the God's Willing protection up, and next turn you can go ham.
We keep talking about Feather. Let's put it on the screen.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. Feather the Redeemed. A big flyer. 3/4 flyer. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery targeting one of your own, it goes back to your hand at the end of turn. And interestingly, in combination with Dreadhorde Arcanist, well, the new cards you're playing won't hit the graveyard for your Arcanist to flash back, but once your Arcanist flashes back, they go back to your hand thanks to Feather. Absolutely crazy interaction there.
Yep.
Not stepping out for double Fire Urchin though. That might also be a very important play. So with that, Naudts is representing a lot of damage. Every instant and sorcery he casts now will pump his steam by 3 power even before taking effect.
Yeah, with the Dreadhorde Arcanist and a rather full grip of hands, I wouldn't be surprised if Ruben is dead here.
Oh yeah. This is game 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we're getting the feather.
There we go. It's a foil feather though. Frilled Mystic takes down the feather. Suddenly Ruben's board is looking a little bit better to block. But of course, Naudts has the shock to take care of that. Frilled Mystic. And another blocker once he attacks with it. Yeah. Ruben is dead in the water, I think.
Is that another Fire Urchin?
No, it's a shock.
Yeah, so shock, Fire Urchin, God's willing?
Oh, that could be. Attacks with all. Decides not to go for the shock plan. I don't think that's
still
correct.
shock.
Yeah, but
And see what he draws first.
sure, but I would have gone shock, frilled mystic, attack, flashback, shock, kill another trickster. So there's no double blocking potential. Anyway, trigger, scry 1. Have an army of 2/3s now. Scry goes to the bottom quickly. Let's see what he draws. Yeah, couldn't see it. It's another shock. So now before blocks.
So he doesn't win here, but it's close.
Well, before blocks, shock, 1, 2, 2 left. You have.
You do 15 damage at best.
We will actually deny that one.
Yes, please.
Strong bully word, light bully word.
Yeah. Is this guy still here? No, he left straight away. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
It would have been banned otherwise.
Yeah. Luckily, you all don't have to deal with that. This one got caught by the auto moderator.
This is the first time I actually had problematic things in the chat.
Huh, interesting.
Ever in my streaming career.
Okay.
Like
well, I mean, with your 29 viewers, of course they are. You're becoming a big channel now.
Wait, we hit 40 plus already.
I know.
Yeah, never had the problem.
No, well, the players are thinking.
31? According to my view, it's 29.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, there's different metrics.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like, this is probably even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, no.
No, this is exactly that.
That's 29.
I did notice that Outpost Ken seems to be watching, though. Because there's a Gentry event going on there.
I wonder how many viewers were missing. Which one is Outpost? Ah, that. Outpost Kent.
Which account would be Outpost Kent? Jeff Mons,
so
50 for next
we
year.
have a double block on the Prophet and the Frilled Mystic on the Arcanist. Shock going to take care of the Frilled Mystic to make sure the Arcanist survives.
Yep, which will not push the Prophet to killing both tricksters. So does he just not need to shock the face here?
I think I would.
Yeah.
You can also shock one of the tricksters to let your Prophet survive.
True, and that's what he goes for.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Well then, why not shock it before blocks though? Like I would have just used the shocks before blocks. Yeah, same as Summerberry is saying. I don't agree with Naudts' use of the shocks here.
50 viewers for the next Gentry Open? Well, no, that's not how it works, because everybody who's interested in Gentry is playing it. The Gentry Open is actually a very low spectator event, except for the top 8.
Yeah.
The top 8 people go home and
Ruben
it just
concedes.
skyrockets. Yes! So, Naudts taking game 1 in this match. We get a look at the sideboarding plan now. Niels, no yawning. Yes, I know. So,
Thank you, Summerby. Always enjoyable to have you in the chat.
That's cool. You're a very active and interactive chatter. Always nice to have people
Exactly.
like that.
Okay.
So, sideboarding against blue-green flash.
Pyrohelix dual shot.
That's all.
I think so, yeah.
Yep, I agree.
You keep all the removal in there. Cut down. It's more tricky, maybe. Maybe cut one Reckless Rage. Is that
I'm
the
not
best
a
removal spell?
big fan of the Reckless Rage in this matchup.
Yeah, or honestly, even in Gentry.
I think I might cut a few of the urchins. Because you're not too scared about
Yeah.
surprise losing a creature.
Yeah, true. You see, it's a good thing. The one good thing about you not actively playing anymore, Summerby, is that you can always be in our chat, which is also a very good way for you to enjoy the community or interact with the community. So
Okay.
anyway, blue green flash. What did they get to do? They get to do a lot more.
Yeah.
Spell pierce, big, real big.
Spell Pierce, big.
Fairy Duelist, big.
Pretty big as well.
Negates.
Yeah, negates maybe. But negates aren't that good against the deck because you're trading up in mana and
they're
the
not
deck
playing
is
planeswalkers.
already playing a tempo game.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's also again different. Naudts' version versus my version. I have more 2 mana and even the 2/3 mana spells that you can negate. I have a Planeswalker to negate. Here it's a lot less interesting.
Yep.
Yes, Sunry, that is true. Well, I mean, you can probably get those delivered, but
So
what does he want to side out? And summons are big though.
and summons are pretty good, yeah.
Syncopate?
Syncopate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Syncopate is trading up
Yeah.
and having outplay potential.
Cut 3 Syncopate for Duelist Spell Pierce. I could see that being a correct line of sideboarding here. Now, how many players did we have at the biggest open?
54.
54. Okay, that's less than I thought. I thought we had gone
No, we
closer
had
to 60.
we
Oh yeah, it
we-
was over 60 because of the buys.
actually, yeah, I think we had 58 at one of them. I know. I don't remember. Or we had 54 players and had. I don't think we had 10 buys.
We definitely had an event where the buys pushed us into an extra round.
Yeah.
Naudts is playing Krenko. Did you play that as well, something in your build? No, I did not play Krenko. It's an interesting idea. But so if you're assuming that you're never cutting the Feather and the Dreadhorde Arcanist, then you have 2 rare slots left. And I think, especially for my build at the very least, the best 2 rares are Ajani, 4 mana Ajani, because it will return all your great 2-drops, and Tajik.
I'm a big fan of Tajik as well.
Yeah. For thought, Tajik or Ajani, depending on what perspective you're looking from. In the meantime, though, Ruben set up for his turn to play, either counter Naudts' threat or play his own.
So, the Burning Prophet.
Agree, yeah. And there's the Brandboard Cutthroat on Ruben's side, so the Prophet is free to resolve. I'm so into Blood for Bones. Is there a deck built for it yet? There is definitely a Blood for Bones Reanimator deck. Tom even included it in one of his articles. So if you go check out gentrymagic.com, check out Tom's second article, you'll find Grixis or just a straight up blue-black Blood for Bones list. It's not optimal, but it's definitely a very good starting point to build that deck.
Yeah. Plus, it's also crazy good in all the Muldrota shells as a 1 of a 2 of super high value. Seu, goodbye. Thank you very much for lurking around and demanding Anooks.
Attack with the Prophet. Shock the Cutthroat before blocks. Opt in response. Trigger the Cutthroat. It's a 3-2 now.
These are the two worst cards to look up. Shock and Opt. Shock is like 22 different cards.
I don't know the exact syntax of Gatherer Search, but there's definitely something you could be able to type to just have Shock. You could try Shock M20.
You can?
Try that? I don't know. Scryfall would... I can tell you what to do on Scryfall.
No.
No. Oh well, very sad. What is that? Sleeveless Prophet. Oh my... Mott's brought unsleeved prophets just to announce his triggers. Well, it's very, very useful for us. And there's a Spectral Sailor, triggering Cutthroat again, making it survive that that shock. The Prophet trigger has resolved. Mott has chosen the Scry. Now the question is, does Mott fire off his second shock to kill? He has to, right? Yes, there's the second shock, killing the Cutthroat, bumping the Prophet up to a 3-3.
No, we still have the Scry. Okay.
And go down to 18. Yeah. Though I do believe Ruben got the best out of that exchange. Getting to opt, getting to deploy a sailor and eating 2 shocks with your 1 Cutthroat.
Yep. Seems
And
nice.
that's a Dreamcaller Siren in his hand. That could strongly ambush the attack here. You could even just tap it down. Sailor is a pirate. Okay, let's see what Mott's can string together here. I do see a Summit Sprint. Another shock too. Mott's has a lot of the relevant interaction for the matchup for sure.
It'd be awesome if he goes creature, summit sprint, and then you Dreamcaller Siren.
Yep.
Ow.
Well, then in response you just shock the Spectral Sailor. Because yes, he has this 3rd shock in hand.
I love this blue-green flash list.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Yeah, Ruben really got there. I mean, I had several people, Kobo one among them, talk to me about blue-green flash and wanting to make it work, but not getting the mana base to work just right. But I feel like Ruben really has done that. No matter his results. The deck really does do what you want the blue-green flash deck to do in Gentry, you know? Oh, Krenko was the card I couldn't see. Wow. That cannot be allowed to resolve. Essence Scatter does take care of it. Because that would have resolved. That Summit Sprint would have made a lot of tokens. Luckily for Ruben it didn't.
Because if he does that, you tap it down.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, but no, then in response he shows the Spectral Sailor.
But no, because he doesn't have mana anymore. Krenko is a 3-drop.
Yes, look at what he has open right now. Oh yeah, no, Summit Sprint.
Yeah.
Duh. Yep, dumb. Being a dummy dumb.
That would have been pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's worth it. It's better to just counter the Krenko.
Yeah, for sure. Because you have no way of dealing with it once it's in play.
Yep. But that depends on whether or not he still has his own summons.
Yep, true. Which I definitely think you keep. I mean,
I hope so, yeah.
it's such a strong card in the matchup.
A shock on the silly sailor.
Yep. Forcing Ruben to, if he wants to draw a card, to do it at his own end step.
Does this work? Also not. That's a good guess.
That's a good guess. Though I think people will often know what shock does, of all cards. Considering it's been in most welcome decks for the last 3 years. Why do you sound like a safety valve? I forget the text on that card. By the Chill Burning Prophet, yeah. That was your plate. Burning Prophet is pretty straightforward, but I can totally see how you would prop it. I can totally see how you could forget exactly what it does.
Plus, she looks kind of badass.
Also true. Also true. Trompet. Burning trompet.
Ja, Klaas was trompetter.
Bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-dum. Nee. Epic sex. Yeah, okay. Dreamcolor Siren has hit the battlefield though. And swings across for 3 damage to even the scoreboard.
Yeah, I couldn't log into my sound file thingy, so no soundboard.
I sabotaged it! Alright, let's see what Mott's strings together here. I see the Summit Sprint still, and Chandra's Pyro Helix. Neither of those will deal with the Dreamcolor Siren or really improve its position, so it's not looking great for Mott's in this game. Exactly, Summerby, exactly. Well, that and the fact that I'm, you know, the co-caster rather than a player right now. Not to toot my own horn, pun intended, but just having 2 people dedicated to casting really does help your event, rather than 1 person dedicated to casting with a random player joining in sometimes.
True.
Charter Spire Helix deals with the Sailor, pings 1 to Ruben's face. Ruben responds by drawing a card. Does that move? Wait, does he even play Muyanling? No, probably not. And there's the replacement Sailor. Mott's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I forgot to take the 1 damage from the Prophet.
Yeah. And Mott's in a little bit of trouble here with the Spectral Sailor, allowing Ruben to just draw his way out of the shields down moment he's kind of in right now. So swinging across a 4-4, sending Mott's down to 12. Now Ruben plays a land.
And says go.
Yeah.
Because that's what this deck does.
Exactly. Just very tight play and pass the turn. Summit Sprint to Prophet. Just do the scries. It's your last card. You gotta try to force something.
This is upkeep, right?
Yep. Leaves it on top too. Defiant Strike. The Prophet is now a 5x creature. Well, once its own trigger resolves, obviously. But... Okay. Ruben, draw a card from the Sailor. Nothing. Trigger resolves. It's a 5 power creature. Defiant Strike resolves. It's a 6 power creature. What did he get? 10th District Legionnaire. It's an 8 power attack. That'll swing the race. I mean, evidently, Ruben going down to 7 in the face of a Prophet and a Legionnaire with an empty hand, not the scariest proposition, since it's only 3 damage, but something as simple as a Summit Sprint will just straight up kill Ruben if he doesn't have any interaction. And his hand is quite empty. 3 cards right now.
Well, he has a Spectral Sailor, so he has a virtual extra card
Yep.
and 4 mana left.
Oh, that's true. Slacker, so we should never root for you. No, actually, the reason why I'm here is because everyone who voted me into the Invitational also said that if I couldn't be in here, that I would need to be a co-caster, so... Thanks to that, I am here. Deep Freeze, though, takes care of the Legionnaire.
He brought in the... I'm actually surprised by bringing in the Deep
Yeah.
Freezes. Because
So am I.
again, it's trading down.
Yep.
Deep Breeze.
Well, if you're feeling a deep breeze, I'd say go visit your proctologist. Short.
Kids these days.
Hey, it's 2019. We don't kink shame anymore. God's willing! God's willing, giving it pro blue! This is big! This is big! The deep freeze goes away. The trigger won't happen though, but the deep freeze will go away.
He's pointing at the trigger though.
And because Kobo wasn't available. Oh. I mean, to be fair, I wanted Kobo to be here as well. Kobo's stream is great. Let's see, if he tries to put a counter on there, I'll have to...
No, Anouk's coming to ask. He doesn't get the trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't get the trigger. The moment of casting, it is a 0-4 with no... Deep Freeze does remove the abilities, right? Also, God's willing, not God's willing.
Loses all other abilities, yes.
Yeah, okay, it's definitely not gonna get its counter. So let's just... Anouk will go there, make sure that it doesn't happen. But Mods doesn't seem to actually be doing it since there's no counter getting pulled up, so it's all good.
This is an attack for 4.
Yep, it's an attack for 4.
That means that he has a lethal attack next turn and any top... Oh no, we have a
Another
jump
Spectral
blocker.
Sailor to jump.
One silly sailor.
Wait. What? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all good. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Takes 2, goes down to 5. Now Mods needs a pump spell to get the lethal damage through. Or, well, not necessarily a pump spell. God's Willing will do it as well.
Yep.
God's Willing might even be the best card to have, since it will allow you to get through a blocker as well. Oh, but not with both.
Yeah, that won't be enough. I was like,
Ooh,
what's
goes
it?
to 6. That changes the math. Now it has to be a pump spell.
Yep.
But Ruben does decide to swing in for 4. 1 card left in hand, 1 virtual extra card off the sailor.
A shock
This is the
would
turn.
also be pretty good here.
Yeah. Well, Mott's is definitely attacking with all. Wow, Aurelia.
Wow. That's a big one.
She's sometimes really, really not doing too much, but here, wow. Dream Eater in response! Wow! That is... Woo!
Okay. If you get your mythic, so do I.
Yep, that
Boom.
Dream Eater just finished it off. We look very red in the webcam.
I just rubbed my hands. Yeah. Wait, I lost track. This is game 2. It's 1-1, right?
Wait, who won game 1? I think Mott's won game 1. Chad, do you remember who won game 1? I thought we were still in game 1, to be honest with you. Mott's won game 1. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
See, I was right.
You were right. Hey, I admit I was completely out of it. I thought we were still in game 1. Ruben scooped the lands right. Yeah, he was just flooding out. I remember. Thank you for being my short-term memory.
Ruben had like 11 lands here as well.
Yeah, but the deck does that. I mean, it really plays a control role sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, he got quite a few spectral sailor activations
Yep.
in there.
And that's important. That's why he plays so many lands.
I love a finish like this.
Yeah.
Like,
Aurelia, bam, you're dead. Dream Eater, bam, I'm not.
no, you're dead.
No, you.
Was noise.
Yep. Hey, I'm getting there. It's almost up. It's almost up.
Sander's still struggling with that plate.
We're getting there. I'm pretty sure. Wait, so there was an egg, but I didn't eat that.
Mm-hmm.
Was the rest all vegan?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the rest is oil, garlic, onions, tomatoes, beans, rice. The rice may have had some bouillon.
Oh, okay.
But even the bouillon could be vegan.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I'm vegan, evidently. But, yeah. It's good, though. And it's still great cold. That's an important thing about a dish for me, to be able to eat it straight out of the fridge and still have it be good. So that I can meal prep it for at work. Anyway, game 3. Dynamic is changed and Naudts on the play. Gets to develop a board before Ruben gets his counterspell back up.
It's actually a big deal for
Yeah.
both these decks
Oh, yeah.
to be on the play.
Alright, let's see. Naudts does have the 2-drop, right? Yeah, that's a Legionnaire.
The best one.
Don't have a microwave at your job? We do, but, you know, that's effort and hassle.
Your effort and hassle.
Yes, exactly, which is why I don't do it.
Why does this creature have haste?
Because this is the herald of the Return to Terros of January. That's why it has haste. To show up in this set already.
Why does he... that's why it has...
Lazy Thunder? Yeah, absolutely. Did you get the reference? Yeah, okay.
It has super haste. It's a rocket power turbo legionnaire.
Was it super haste in Unstable? Okay. I thought it was something like... I don't know. Hastier would have been funny though.
So we have a fire urchin which gets essence scattered.
That's fine. The Legionnaire survived the attack, putting Ruben down to 17. Naudts missed his 3rd land though.
Yep, so
Very
does
crucial.
Ruben.
No, he has a tap land in hand for sure. Yeah. Saw that.
Oh yeah, the legionnaire has haste. That's why they're
Sorry, super haste is haste where you get to attack with the creature before casting it.
I was actually referring to this one.
Oh, this is not unstable. What is this?
It has super
Oh yeah,
haste.
maybe it's actually not unstable, but it wasn't unstable. But yeah, super haste is what I was referring to. You get to attack with something before it's in play. It's obviously an uncard, naturally, and you have to pay the mana. But yeah. Thank you, Slacker. In the meantime, Naudts has found his 3rd land and a Boros Challenger, which evidently got quenched. And Ruben,
quenched.
yeah. And Ruben found land number 4 and is now just all shields up, ready to frill Mystic if he has it his way to countering Naudts' next spell.
Let's get frilled.
But first, let's attack. Ruben, no blocks. Naudts, no tricks. Down to 14. Naudts with a very reactive and rare heavy-handed, would seem. The Aurelia and then a shock. Chandra Spiral Helix and God's Willing at the ready. Yep. Everyone ever lose a game from a super haste card? Probably not.
Definitely. With an amount of games that are played worldwide.
Oh yeah, because they can't pay it, maybe. Yeah. I was thinking more about forgetting to pay it and then somebody like, hey, you should pay that, and then they just pay it. But yeah, indeed, if they can't pay it, definitely possible. Brineborn Cutthroat attacks, gets Chandra Spyro Helixed, targeting his own creature. Trigger. Yep. That's where this card shines. Now Ruben, it's Ruben's turn, so he cannot cast a spell to make it bigger. Spell Pierce does nothing, since Naudts has 2 untapped mana. This is absurd.
He brought unsleeved legionnaires as well.
Yep.
He's just turning this into Magic Arena.
Also, let's be fair, at the Gentry Open, don't do this. Don't include cards in your deck box that don't belong in your deck. That will cause for a very awkward deck check situation. So it looks cool. For the Invitational, it's definitely useful. And we might provide something similar for coverage. But do not bring them yourself, since it will cause issues if we need to deck check you. And that will just feel bad all around. Since there is just way too much potential for cheating by sneaking in a 5th Prophet or a 5th Legionnaire or a 5th copy of whatever.
Oh, 5th Legionnaire.
I mean, this is the 10th though. It is the 10th District Legionnaire. Or is it the 10th District Legionnaire? Your inflection matters a lot with this card name.
Duck, eggs.
I helped my uncle jack off a horse. Anyway, with the methodical way these players are playing, we get to have some fun in between. That's always nice.
That's code talk for holy F, these guys are slow.
Those are not my words, but that is an entrancing melody, though. But God's willing, we'll save it and get an extra counter on it. Scry one more. I'm sure your uncle appreciated the assistance. Yep. Of course. Yep, that God's willing entrancing melody blowout. Real big.
Well, you have to try. And
Oh, yeah.
you're not at a risk of losing the game here right now.
No, very true. I'm not saying Ruben is wrong for trying it there. Absolutely not. Just saying it's big that Naudts does have the God's willing.
Oof.
There's the Aurelia, though.
Oof.
Ruben was shields down after that entrancing melody, and now this is going to be a hard hit. And that of Legionnaire is going to become a 7/5 Vigilance Trample. Not even a Spectral Sailor will save your life total now. Unsummon, though! Unsummon will take care of the Legionnaire.
Naudts forgot to scry from God's willing. I think he knew what was on top already.
Yes, he knew he
from
didn't
a previous scry.
No, just from the scry from the Legionnaire that he did directly before the God's willing. So that's probably why he didn't scry. And if so, it's too late now anyway. He already drew the card, so it would be very difficult to fix that situation. There's another Legionnaire.
I'm kind of happy to be in a format that has Unsummon
Yeah, absolutely.
being a playable card.
Absolutely.
What is this?
Unsummon again. Summon targeting the Aurelia. Now he does have the God's willing, though. But there's the Frilled Mystic to stop the God's willing. And suddenly Naudts' board is gone again. Well, he can still shock the Frilled Mystic and attack for 2 damage.
Yep. And he
Definitely
does.
decides to do so. I totally think it's correct. No pump spells, though. There is a Summit Sprint, but that is great.
That's for later.
Oh, yeah.
That's for...
That's for Aurelia's face next turn.
Yep. Ruben has like, what, 3 cards in hand?
Something like that.
I mean, that's 2 cards left.
There's a Scatter. And the Trickster. Wow. Huge. But Naudts is going to make him play out his entire hand, though. Tappity tap tap. Scatter. Takes care of that. Go to combat.
I think I would go for it here.
The sprint on the Trickster? On the Legionnaire? Yeah, but you attack first. Make sure there's no blockers and then you cast it.
Yep.
Attack. Now Ruben will flash in the Trickster. So now you Summit Sprint. No, actually, you Reckless Rage. And Ruben's hand is empty, so that's a 3/1 coming in. Reckless Rage isn't often good, in my opinion, but here it definitely is. That just turned it into a big threat. And killed Ruben's only blocker. And Ruben getting greedy, trying to block to kill it. Didn't tap it down, so Ruben down to 6. There's a 2-turn lethal clock in play, but we know that he has the kill pump spell in hand. Opts in his own turn. No reason not to. Mystic. That'll save his life. He does not get a counter. It's a 3/3 with 2 damage coming in. Arena really teaches bets. Yeah, you're right. I cannot argue against that.
But he does get the counter. It was all in response to the ability of the Trickster.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. The Trickster can be on the stack. That doesn't matter. What I'm talking about is that the Trickster doesn't tap it, the Legionnaire, and stop it from being unable to attack. Because Ruben got
they're
reading.
talking about whether or not he gets a counter. But the ability was on the
Oh, yeah,
stack
yeah, sure.
when he Reckless Raged.
Wait, where did this Frilled Mystic come from? What is it countering?
Nothing. He just...
Oh yeah, because Mott's
Played
just
it as a
attacked and he
blocker.
played it as a blocker. Yep. So Mott's making it bigger. If he can find the Gods Willing.
Or a shock.
Or a shock. Reckless Rage. That's a scry then. Chose to keep it. That means it must be something that kills it, right? Well, no, not necessarily.
It's the Arcanist?
I don't know. No, it's a Boros Challenger.
Boros Challenger.
Well, that's okay. It's quite alright. And that's the game!
And a handshake. Mats takes it.
Wow!
And goes into the final. As was prophesized. Oh no, I thought it was going to be against Tom, right?
Yeah. No, against Pascal. You originally said it was either Pascal or Mats who was going to win this.
Oh yes,
Well,
that's true.
I was banking on Pepin or Mats doing it, and well, they're playing the finals.
Text Mats is number 7.
Alright, Niels, I'll leave you to it to have the debrief with Ruben,
Yep.
and I'll be back for the finals when I can finish my plate of food.
Poo poo. Only one match to go. 5:30, so 4.5 hours for 6 rounds. That's pretty good. In the meantime, let's have Anouk here and let's have her have a chat while we wait for Mats to show up. But, no buts. Get your butt over here. Chat, everybody needs to say her hair looks great, okay?
Don't do it.
So Anouk, what are you doing here?
I'm trying to judge, but most of the calls Sander actually notices first. I solved some bigger stuff in this match. And then I try to get the players here in time, and if it doesn't succeed, I have to sit here apparently, but Ruben is here, I think, so can I go now?
Yes, thank you. Let's have Ruben instead. Lars says your hair looks great.
Oh, thanks.
Nice.
Okay, Ruben, welcome.
Thanks.
So, Ruben, the winner of the last Gentry Open, he played mono blue aggro that time. Quite a comparable deck to what you're playing now, a sort of tempo control shell.
Okay.
Though I feel like the blue-green version packs a much bigger punch when it suddenly needs to. So, are you happy about your deck choice?
I am.
Yeah.
I really am actually, because I didn't have much time to examine the meta game.
Yeah.
Since exams and such, but it was also quite a while since I played last Gentry, so
Yeah.
it was a relatively safe choice, I think. But I'm glad it got me through the first round, and it did decent just now.
You had
so,
some pretty nice games on camera, definitely. I think it's definitely going to be a deck that people look at for the Gentry Open. Would you change something from the way you have it now?
maybe think about more creatures,
Yeah.
or I don't know really. Just depends on the opponent and what his deck is. But
Of
maybe
course.
a few more creatures in sideboard.
Yeah.
Definitely look at the sideboard. It needs more tweaking, but
Yeah, your
Mm.
sideboard is pretty much a standard. Let's have a quick look
Yeah.
at it.
a lot of anti-control.
Yeah, so the standard blue package. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what I'm expecting. Let's take some spell pierces, disdainful strokes, and negates. So looking at that and making some more interesting choices might be a thing you say.
Yeah, exactly. Now
Okay.
it's just basic package. of whatever counter spells I didn't have yet.
Sure, yeah. Well, that's how the blue sideboards
Of course.
work usually. All right, so thank you very much. I hope we get to see you at the Gentry Open,
Definitely.
September 22nd.
I'll
Yes.
need to defend my spot, of course.
Yeah, we still don't have a recurring winner, so you could still be a historic first if you win it again.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Thank you very
Couldn't be
much.
that hard.
Enjoy
Alright.
the finals.
Thanks.